Brad Loomis, the boring coach, as I've been dubbed on YouTube with 3D Muscle Journey. And tonight wanted to go over using RPEs for your training program and applying RPEs. For those who don't know, RPEs is a way of applying a scale of perceived exertion to your workouts, where 1 is super easy and 10 is a true max and true failure. And so with that being said, I've got a handy dandy little RPE key that our very own Alberto Nunez put together, and you can see 10 of an RPE is an absolute true max and possibly failure. 9.5, not a true max, but possibly could get one more. 9 probably got one more, and etc. etc. So handy dandy little RPE key that I like to keep on my phone, especially since I am using it right now and applying it to my workouts, which you'll see here shortly. So going to kind of go over how I'm using RPEs and applying it to some of my athletes' training right now. A lot of my athletes are dieting, and they are submerged into a deficit, and so basically we're getting creative, trying to use workouts that more take advantage of holding on to their strength, but perhaps their endurance is not quite there like it was, since they are low on carbs, low on energy, and the glycogen isn't quite there. And that's kind of the nice thing about using RPEs, is that you just kind of go into the gym with a plan and some structure, but you're not too concerned about how many reps you get, how many sets. You just go for an RPE, use the loads that you're supposed to use. When you reach that RPE, if it's a good day, it's a power workout, maybe you'll get 8. On a bad day, maybe you'll get 2. It's okay. I'm going to kind of back up here just a little bit, show you how I'm using RPEs, how I'm having some of my athletes use RPEs, and then also I can use this video as kind of a demonstration for athletes in the future that I might be using this program with. So right now, these are my power workouts. For my power workouts, basically I'm using 2 heavy sets, and then I'm doing 2 back off sets, where basically I back the weight off 10%. And so these are all loads that are, for me, are power / strength loads, where basically I'm getting 2 to 6, depending on the day. And last week, as some of you may know, I worked out. I was in Oregon, and so here's where I was. I used 345 on my squat. My RPE that I'm shooting for is a 9. On bench press, last week I used 250, RPE 8.5. I like to use a little bit lower RPE on bench press because, safety reasons. Don't have a spotter always. Sometimes the gym is kind of empty, so I like to go for an RPE of 8.5 on the bench press. Zercher squats, again an RPE of 9. Last week I used 250, and it was quite easy. I was getting it, basically 8 and 9 times, and kind of more so pussing out than actually reaching an RPE 9. So this week I'm going to make a nice size jump, and I'm going to go to 275. And then here my pull-ups, I just dangled the 10-pound plate around my waist and went for an RPE of 10 or failure for my pull-ups. So this is nothing fancy. This is a progression scheme that I learned from Jeff Alberts. It's been around for a long time. This week, you'll see in the workout I'm going to do 350 on my squat, 255 on my bench, as I said, 275 on my Zercher squats, and then I'm going to dangle a kettlebell of 20 pounds around my waist for my pull-ups. And it's just an undulating progression, working up 5 pounds, and then back it off 5 pounds, and then work it back up again, and then back it off 5 pounds, and then work it up again. So as you can see here, in the coming weeks, I'll back it to 255, then up it to 260, 265, back it to 260, and then you guessed it, I'll go to 265 the week after that, and then 270. So it's a very simple, undulating progression that works quite well for athletes who are dieting, especially if you know your loads for power and strength type workouts and for hypertrophy type workouts. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the workout that I did, how I was using RPEs, and then kind of the positives and negatives of using an RPE system. So hope you enjoy this.
Here we are in the gym, and it's time to put all of this application and this theory to work. So I'm starting an acclimation set here. On this particular workout, I can't say that it was a fantastic workout, but I really don't think it was a bad workout either, or a bad day. I did accomplish some things that I was fairly happy with. For example, this particular acclimation set felt pretty good. I mean, this is a load that in the past is kind of felt heavy to me at times. And as you can see, I handled that, on that acclimation set fairly well. So, like I said, this was not a terrible workout. I did accomplish some things. So I get ready for my first heavy set here. Again, this is 5 pounds heavier than it was last week, and I don't really care how many reps I get. I'm going to go for that elusive, 9 on an RPE scale. First one looked pretty easy. Definitely got another one in me. So I'll descend into this rep here, see how it looks. And yeah, a little bit tough, Did I have another one? Probably. So that's a good place to quit. First back off set. So back the weight off, 10%. Dropped it down from 350 to 315. And I'm just going to do reps. I'm just going to go do reps until I reach that 9 on an RPE scale, where fairly certain I had another one, and I'll call it good at that point. So one of the things that's tough about using an RPE system is you got to be honest. Do you truly only have one more in you? For me, that's tough, because I'll be honest, not very many guys will admit this, but I have trouble. I kind of struggle and tend to wimp out when I probably have 2 left in me, and I'll call it good, and it's not a true RPE in 9. So, and what can I say? All sets don't go great. Messed this one up. Kind of got my hip drive too soon, lost my balance, set it down. Now's a good opportunity to go ahead and do a quick suspended squat and just start from the bottom. Go ahead and put that sucker back. Let's reset, get back up under the saddle. So, second back off set. Again, this is a tough thing for me when I don't have a piece of paper staring me in the face going, Brad, I dare you to do 5 reps with this load. That tends to motivate me and push me a little bit more than I might motivate myself. And this is something that's very self-motivating. There's good and bad aspects of it. And for me, that's one of the bad aspects of it, is I do tend to kind of wimp out a little bit. So, again, reaching for a 9. How does this one look? Definitely got another couple in me. So I'm going to go again, descend into this next rep, see how this one looks. Okay, good. Not too bad. I probably could have got another one. I don't think I could have got 2, though. So, all right. So here's my first heavy set of bench press. Again, 5 pounds heavier than it was last week, so not too concerned about reps. That's the whole beauty of this scheme, is we're just going to go in there with loads that we know are power, it's kind of strength loads, and we're going to do reps until we reach that RPE that we want. And like I said, for bench press, I like to go for an 8.5, to where I'm fairly certain I could get 2 if I had a spotter right there. Definitely 1, maybe 2. And that's kind of like how I to do bench press when I'm alone in the gym without a spotter. I don't want to get stuck under that bar. So wasn't able to get video of the second heavy set, so this is my first back off set. Again, 10%. And I'm just going to do repetitions until I reach that 8.5. And, that's a point when I'm fairly certain. I know I could get 1 more, and then, possibly 2. If I had the confidence of a spotter right there. So still looking pretty strong. See how this one looks. A little bit tough, That actually might have been, mark the line. You can see I thought about it there. Second back off set. And for some reason, I recall this set feeling better than the first set. Maybe I was lifting my butt a little bit more, or I just had my groove down, but it seemed like this set felt a little bit better. So descend to this one. How's it looking? Pretty good. I know I got 2 more. And go for another one. A little bit slow. Maybe could have got 2 more. Definitely 1. That's probably an 8.5. All right, Zercher squats. So this is a quick little acclimation set. I always like to do acclimation sets for Zerchers because they are kind of an awkward movement. And before all you YouTube haters out there start bagging on me about wearing my belt backwards, yes, that is on purpose. Go ahead and try doing a Zercher squat with a lever belt and have that lever in the front, and you'll find out why I put that on backwards. So first heavy set here. I like to pause right here, set the bar, drive. Definitely got another one in me. Let's see here. Set the bar, drive. Tough, you know, but I'm pretty sure I got another one in me. Go ahead, set, drive. Yeah, shoot, that might have been an 8.5, you know. Like I said, I tend to quit a little bit soon. That's why it's a challenge for me. Second heavy set. See how I do here. Set the bar, drive. Easy. No, I got another one. Keep the back arch. Set the bar, drive. Yep, I'm pretty sure I got another one. Set the bar, drive. Ooh, that was a good one. That was probably a 9. So first back off set. So back off 10%. I think it's 247 or something like that. And you know, I just put on 250. Go into a second one here. Definitely got another one in me. Go for a third one. Yeah, maybe that was a 9. So and you know, I always like to end with lots of pull-ups. I don't think a person can do too many pull-ups. So this is my first heavy set. I've got a 20-pound kettlebell dangling between my legs there. I like to push these to a 10. These are safe. Let's go to failure on these. You know, we don't have to worry about a spotter. You don't have to worry about getting stuck under the bar. So I like to push these to 10s and you know, see how they go. So there's failure. Got a second heavy set here. Use that same kettlebell. Again, I don't really care what the reps are. I'm just going to do reps until I fail. So there's one. I like to go all the way down. Like I said, these are strict pull-ups. I like to just totally go all the way into that stretch position. Feels good on my back too. As we all know, my back's a little crooked, and even though it'll never straighten out, this little bit of traction feels good. So go for this last set here, and then I'll, you know, pretty much call it a day. Failure. There's a 10.
So that's using RPEs in this particular program in kind of a visual, you know, practical use. So with that being said, I didn't quite get all of the footage. I didn't get the back off sets on my pull-ups, which basically I just do body weight pull-ups, you know, to failure every time, because usually by that time I'm pretty pooped and I'm failing about 6 reps anyway when I'm going all the way to that fully stretched position, you know, going real strict. So that's kind of an RPE system and one way to do it. And like I said, you know, there's RPEs, there's no cut and dry program that's out there. You can apply RPEs to any program. If you were going to use it for 5-3-1, which I do have one athlete that's using it for 5-3-1, you use the loads that you know, the template tells you to use, and then you just go in there and do reps. You don't really worry about getting your 5 or more. You don't worry about getting your 10s. You just use the loads that you're supposed to be using, and then hit that RPE that you want to hit. Or in, you know, in this case, you know, kind of what I like to see the athletes hit. So it's one way of doing it. It's not right or wrong. Just like Alberto said in one of his videos, it's just ideas that we want to throw out there to kind of give you guys more tools in your tool bag, and something that will keep you on track and you know, getting stronger. So hopefully you found that useful. Hopefully my video is not as boring as my other ones, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. So until next time, Brad Loomis with 3D Muscle Journey. Thanks a lot.